Yeah, it sucks.
All right, hey, what's the deal, YouTube? We back with the weekly's podcast, Big Game and Small Talk. A lot to discuss this week. It's a lot to discuss any week, man. In the world of Xbox, world of Sony, and these next generation consoles, man. So we're gonna talk about China first
Yeah, we might as well just go ahead and jump in on
to
that.
tackle the elephant in the room.
Yeah, because people will be like, you guys don't want to talk about any of the bad stuff.
They're like, you don't want to talk about that? They're not launching there. Let's get into it though.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's easy to like a lot of people would say, oh man, it's bad. They probably don't have any pre-orders there. They're probably stinking it up. Terrible move by Microsoft. You're dog shit. What are you doing? Well, the way I took it was, this is a communist country. The first console launched there in 14 years. There could be some red tape involved. And then you find out next gen that the iPhone is delayed as well. And it looks like the government is the red tape right now for these electronic devices being launched in China. So call off the dogs, people. Whoo, it isn't Microsoft fucking up again. And whoo, Microsoft.
Like I said in my video, I just think I said again, I would rather Microsoft had been the problem. Because whatever the problem was, they could have fixed it internally, and no telling what the government wants them to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, the way these numbers are looking, I'm not saying, and it's something's better than nothing. First, let me say that. But according, like I said, the website there, the Xbox website in China, that they took a poll, like the list of stores, like 30 or 40 stores, and they have already over 100,000 pre-orders for the console.
Hey, back up off your mic, next gen.
Wait, hold on, let me fix
right in that bad boy.
Yeah, he sounded like that PlayStation.
Yeah, spitting, boy. I was like, man, you was beatboxing.
Hey, can you hear that?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
You was in front of Fat Boy. She was big buff.
I got this Teddy Riley joint, man. Old Bobby Brown joint wrapped around my head. Yeah, but they you know what I mean? How's it sound now? Sounds cool? I'll move it back.
Yeah, we good. You crisp now. Nice.
Yeah, but like I was saying, that that's not even included. Like Microsoft has a big deal with Best TV, and also like they're gonna get the console with a subscription fee, maybe $10-15 add on to the cable bill. Like that's not even including those numbers. You know what I mean? But it is a bad thing for them because Microsoft was counting those sales for their global. We see here. I think with the I'm just speaking for us fanboys and whatever. We all fans of systems. Maybe here's the thing. That we all like to sit and talk about. It doesn't affect us. Then that money goes in their pocket. But the more sales a console gets, the better content, the more exclusive, the more these developers are going to invest into the console. We get it. You know what I mean? So, but what I'm saying is that globally, the PS4 is the world beater. And it sucks that Microsoft couldn't launch it because, like I said, they're spending a lot of money in China. Halo is going to have totally done over. Going to have Chinese actors and King Chong-Chi meet Chinese. That's like, you know what I mean. Like what I mean. So they're gonna do it over. You know what I mean. But like I said, it sucks though. Wow.
It does, but at least with this, it's not like specifically poor numbers because if you hear what Microsoft said, they said their pre-order numbers are above what their expectations were, greatly above what their expectations were. So it could be really good, and they wanted to get it out there, and then some last-minute hang-up. And maybe this does buy them a little bit more time to get some of those Chinese games out there. Like that the hell Mercury game. That game's not going to be a launch title. Now maybe with a little bit more time, boom, you got yourself a launch title.
I thought it was a launch title.
No, it wasn't. It's not a launch title.
Neverwinter Nights is.
Huh.
Neverwinter is, and it was like Power Star Golf. It was like almost a pretty weak lineup. It's bad from that point that I wanted Microsoft to do well there, but the plus side is ain't nobody else is gonna sweep in there and release before they do anyway. Like Sony and Nintendo have no concrete plans yet, so Microsoft will obviously be the first to go in there, and whether or not it's going to sell well and continue to sell well will have a lot to do on the software side. And they are talking they have 70 developers, Chinese developers on board, and supposedly making a lot of Chinese content. So they have a lot of hoops that you have to jump over. There's a lot of DRM that has to be.
So,
the DRM situation over there. Yeah.
The hardware is going to have to change. It has to be region locked. That has to have DRM because, like I said, like you said, it's a lot of bootlegging going on.
Yeah. You there?
You can't have you can't.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I love this new setup. Yeah, I hear you now. You were sounding like a robot.
Robot, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Hello.
You
was roboting.
I am next gen.
What about now?
You sounded like a robot from Transwar Z.
As I was saying, this console gotta have it gotta be region locked because they don't want them guys importing games from the states or whatever, because they're not allowed to have games like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. So, but like I said, this sucks though. It's a black eye for Microsoft. They just all they gotta do is roll with the punches though, and
yeah, I mean
get it out soon.
The way people want to run with it, though, it's like just all Microsoft's fault. Clearly, they suck, and another terrible thing for them. They can't get out of their own way, and all this type of negative stuff. And it's like people want them to fail. Like it's unreal how badly people want them to fail. But I got news for you. If any indication on the early Windows 9 hype, that looks to be like one of the best, and it's going to support up to like 8K PCs and all this shit. It's going to be their best operating system in a long time. So Microsoft is going to be safe for a while.
Yeah, they're not. Like I said,
they're not going nowhere.
What's sad to say, and again, is that Sony sells all the consoles in the world, but it doesn't make a dime off.
You know what? I had said that too in the group. I said we still on numbers.
Yeah.
I said how in the world we still on that, and y'all not making a profit off of it?
Not a
just
dime.
don't make sense. Don't make sense at all. I'm like, y'all need to chill with that, man. Okay, it's selling well, but what are you making?
Nothing. Like I said, I told you, I've always said that Sony would get a right arm to be in Microsoft's position. Seriously,
Yeah, what's interesting was I was having like this really interesting conversation on Twitter today with Worrywart and Wingy Gaming. And that guy's a cool guy, right? Right. But the funny thing was Wingy was like, he goes, you got me. He's like Xbox has the better exclusives and better games this year. He's like, but Sony's got to have something next year, right? And he was just like almost pleading with me like a question, like they've got to have something next year sometime, right? And there's no answer to that. My answer would be if this company was able to sell 10 million units on dog shit software, what motive or incentive do they have to better that?
To spend money in.
Yeah, if I'm selling you dog shit software and that costing me a lot of money, and I'm selling a lot of consoles, I have no desire to sell you any better software in the future. Oh, you guys like indies? You want some more 8-bit dog shit? Here you go. All day, all day. And that's just how it is. What motivation is? I mean, do Sony fans eventually stand up and say, "Hey,
nope.
Give us some real games"? No, because they don't want to come across as being unhappy. Because then everybody would know what we already know is a lot of the PlayStation 4 owners, they have to wipe their PlayStation 4 down with that DustX. They're not using.
Said, pass me the lemon pledge.
He said, pass that lemon pledge, please. Yeah.
Oh man, but we're good.
Joker kept the asthma test messing with that PS4, but want to dust off that piece. Have it whistling like a Nintendo cartridge.
like they were like trying to push games on me, dude. They're like, "What about that Little Big Planet 3?" I'm like, "Well, you don't even need a PS4 for that. I can get that on PS3." And they're like, "Well, what about that Order? That's looking good." I'm like, "Yeah, 6-hour campaign as per this article."
I heard about
that. Hey man, I'm telling you, man. Pony's been coming to my channel, man, with this little games list that they have, and most of it is dang on indies. I'm sitting here like, would you stop with this dang on list of games, man?
What's the little bro name? Omega Ziago? Check it out, right? Me and him going back and forth on Twitter Friday, right? And he always got something slick to say about the X. So me and him going back and forth on Twitter. I said, bro, right now, name me a list of Sony's, the PS4 retail games. He said, all right, The Order, So you said The Order, Drive Club. What's that game?
You mean Be the Show? Oh,
no. He started naming them indies. Never win the night. It was some birds. Retail games, bro. Microsoft was doing the same thing. Look at Blind Ori. I said mainly some retail games.
Retail games, man. Oh my goodness. Them in that list, man, is like wow, man. They come across just. I don't know what it is with them in this list, man. I mean, they love it, but I told them most of them games on there. I'm like, I mean,
that's Schindler's List.
Some of them are nice, but some of them is just come on,
no.
Now,
I don't walk into a store. Let's be real. Come on, we gotta call a spade a spade. You don't walk into a store and say, "Damn, I can't wait to get home and hop on PSN." You know what I mean? I'm gonna download this. You don't think about that when you buy. You think about retail games. Like you know what I mean? And these are cool. I'm not knocking those that live by them. Honestly, you know what I mean? Because be real. If I wanted a console with great indies, I got the 360. You know what I mean? Because it's amazed me. The last generation, those didn't count. It's like 15,000 indies on that machine. Those indies didn't count. Those wouldn't get indies. Like let the ponies sell it. But it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's funny. Those indies don't count, and then all Microsoft did was promote third-party multi-platform games as exclusives, and that was terrible, and buy-time content, and that was the horrible thing, and Microsoft was evil for doing that. But now,
PlayStation's doing the same thing.
And it's great.
Same thing, and it's great. It's butter, baby. That's what they say. It's butter.
It's great.
Oh my goodness! Get out of here with that trash.
I know maybe you guys like I'm a little bit caught up with some of this Gamergate stuff, and it's pretty intense stuff. But basically, the bottom line is a lot of these journalists from these big media gaming sites talk to each other via email, mailing list, what they're going to talk about, what they're going to promote, what they're going to kill as far as stories. So we now know, and even Hip Hop Gamer, as biased as he is, knows about this now, and he's called them out too. Is that these people will say, hey, let's not talk about this, all right? Let's talk about this. And so we know that a lot of that is going on behind the scenes. Now, Destiny was promoted as a PlayStation exclusive. It was supposed to be big for PlayStation. They come out and said, hey, we've had our biggest week since launch of the PlayStation 4. They are probably going to do huge numbers based on this. But do you guys feel, as I do, that these sites held off on the Destiny review just long enough to get that initial week sales out of the way?
Oh, of course they did. That was a big game. That was a big game.
Wait, sorry. Gamergate. What the hell? I guess I've been out the loop. I'm sorry. I've been living in the shelter for a few days. What the hell is Gamergate?
Okay, it's like, well, it's a lot of stuff. There's actually the main crux of this whole thing is there's this girl. She's an indie developer, right? Mm-hmm. She made this game. Apparently, she sleeps around with a lot of dudes. She was in a relationship with this guy. She was sleeping around with a lot of these other guys, including a Kotaku writer who gave her game a favorable review. Apparently, this isn't the only time something like this has happened. Other people stepped up and said they took favors or money for favorable reviews and things like that on games. And then it leaked out that there's this mailing list that these journalists have, and they talk about what they're going to kill as a story, what they're going to promote as a story, and things like that. So there's a lot of this stuff going on behind the scenes that as gamers we didn't know about, or we guessed about, but we were called conspiracy theorists. Right? You're crazy. You're a crap gamer. You're just crazy. Sony doesn't, they don't have any agenda. You know what I mean? And now we know that that's bullshit. That these sites, and if you look at them, a lot of these sites have younger people who probably just started gaming with the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. So they have all these fond memories of Sony, and they don't want to see Sony do bad. They don't want to see Sony go out of business. I mean, remember when they posted those losses, not this past loss, but those billion-dollar losses before. Greg Miller handled the fix on IGN that day, right? And he's like, so Sony loses all this money, but he goes, don't worry, kids, Sony's not going out of business. You know what I mean? Like, he has to reassure people that, they're going to be fine. You can only say you're going to be fine so many times. Just because you say something's going to be fine doesn't mean it's going to be suddenly fine. Yeah, so obviously these sites and these people that work there have an agenda. They wanted to see Destiny push a lot of PlayStations, and it did. But we all know that the game wasn't as good as it was hyped to be, and it's unfortunate that a lot of suckers...
I'm not saying there's no authority, the authority, the higher power, but, Jesus, listen, and I don't care whether you're... listen, all right, hear me out. Listen, here's next gen rent, and I'm not going to deal with the aliens and the UFOs, but listen. That's why, honestly, I don't really go by reviews. You know, because what you eat, I would say, but don't make me shit. I like what I like, and you like what you like. I don't go by Metacritic. You know, I don't go by this. I don't go by that. I'm that type of dude. I'm not saying that may not sway some other people, but that's never had anything to do with me purchasing the game, someone else's review. You know what I mean? I don't, I'm just being real. I don't even like to watch people play games on Twitch. That's, you know what I mean? I like what I like and you like what you like. But it has to be some type of, like, I don't know, like, maybe, well, I guess it's favoring Sony right now, but even Microsoft, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they can make their own site, make their own site and just promote their own stuff or whatever the case may be. And like, I don't know. This is sad though. You know what I mean? And the Xbox fans, you listen. You guys got to put your foot down. You know what I mean? That's why I've always said I don't go to those sites when I say they think they're not. It's not that I'm a pro Xbox dude. I mean, I'm a gamer at the end of the day. But I don't. If you're not going to be honest and not going to be fair, I'm coming to your site, because I want to get unbiased, Xbox news and everything Microsoft does. You're slamming them no matter what they do. You're slamming this console. And I was fine the way the Xbox was in the beginning. I didn't have a problem with DRM. I didn't have a problem with the internet. I'm just, it is what it is. I understand that if I didn't have the internet, I probably wouldn't even cut my console on. I'm just being real. But, I didn't have a problem with any of that. So, but they completely did a 180. It came out to show that Sony was going to do the same exact thing. Because, bro, I swear to God, I've said back then, when that there's no way in hell that Ubisoft is going to protect their $75 million investment on the Xbox and not do the same thing on the PlayStation 4. I might even link those videos, and everybody said, no, that's just Microsoft with the DRM. Then it came out that Sony was going to do it. And when they seen the bad response that Microsoft got, and it's being real, I wish Sony wouldn't. I bet you right now Sony wish they probably would have kept it because they need the money. You know what I mean? When you go inside, GameStop, how many used copies do you see of Infamous, and you know what I mean? Like, Sony needs every penny they can get, man. Like, it's crazy, man.
My point is, when Adam Sessler left, that's when the unbiased reviewers.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll talk. When Sessler left, I was like, you know what? No more. We're not gonna get news the same like we used to anymore. Once he he was the last one. He was the last one, and they got his butt up out of there. Or forced him out, or made it look like he just, and part of it was with Sony because he was frustrated with Sony before he left because they wouldn't get he couldn't do reviews on their games.
It was on Infamous. They couldn't do a real live review on Infamous. They didn't allow him to say certain things, and
they just gave him. What happened was they only gave him B-roll footage. They couldn't capture any of their own footage, and for all the launch titles on PS4 and even after that. They had to do, like, you couldn't capture stuff on the PS4. You can't use a capture card. So you had to have B-roll footage provided by Sony, or you had to do it in a room, like record stuff in a room with Sony people there, like over your shoulder. That's like, that's ridiculous. And people were like, oh, he's just a baby, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? When you're a reviewer for as long as he has and as respected as long as he was, I think that affords you the right to complain a little bit when a company is being shitty and trying to make their product look better than it actually is. And I'm not saying that I don't have one, so I'm not saying that like the console itself is shit, but it's got new games that I particularly want. And I'll go a step further. The PS4 has had the worst exclusive launch lineup for the first year out of any console I've ever seen in my life. You take away all the indies, and thank God that there's indies, or otherwise you guys would literally have nothing. And look at what they've had in the year since launch. You have Knack for big AAA games, exclusives. You have Knack, Killzone, Infamous. You have Baseball, Little Big Planet 3, and Drive Club. There's not a killer app in any of that garbage. And some people might like it and say, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. But look, most of that stuff was available on PS3 or versions on PS3, and so I know for a fact that Infamous isn't all that great. I have Baseball on PS3. I can get Little Big Planet 3 on PS3. It's not a problem. So you're basically the only things that you can specifically get on PS4 is like Knack and Killzone, and Drive Club. I mean, there's nothing great there.
Right. My thing is, I'm hearing the order is 6 to 8 hour campaign.
No multiplayer.
No multiplayer. one thing I don't like with what PlayStation is doing, and this is not a shot at them or anything like that. It's just it's a lot of build up for their games, but you do not hear about them after launch.
Nope.
You don't hear nothing. It's like ghost whispers, bro. I mean, after the game is over with, you don't hear nothing about it. You hear about PlayStation, I mean not PlayStation, but Xbox games all the way up until right now. You know, you still hear about a lot of the games that's been launched. You know, you still hearing about Rise. You still hearing about Titanfall. You still hearing about all these games because it got great replay value. You know, and that's the difference with me, what I see with the consoles, man. You know, PlayStation games, once you end them that bad, baby, it's a wrap. Well, you know, and I'm saying, like, you know, order to be 6 to 8 hours, you at least will be expecting 12, 14, at least 10.
Yeah, if it's only single player, if it's only single player,
at least 10.
Yeah, why is it only 6 hours long, and why is there no co-op or anything else? I mean, it seems like they're basically, like I said, like they're holding your hand, almost like from the videos that you see of people playing it. It's almost as if it's on rails, like it holds your hand the whole time. Get behind cover, push this, but like it shows them like running backwards when you push a button to get behind cover. Right, like it's the weirdest thing, and it just doesn't look very fun. And I got a feeling like, okay, I don't like always look to reviews, but you can sometimes get a gauge on games through that way. And when IGN comes out and says a Sony exclusive looks like shit and plays like shit or whatever, you know it's bad. I'm sure it might look good, and the Sony fans will be like, PlayStation 1, y'all, PlayStation 1. You know.
Oh yeah, it's a great hype for the game. You know what I'm saying? But after it comes out, either they're not buying it. You know, they'll hype it all the way up until launch, and then it's not selling well, or they'll buy it and you just don't hear nothing about it.
I can tell you that I can channel my inner PlayStation fanboy right now. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for reviews, or that'll probably be free on PlayStation Plus within 6 to 8 months. So I'll just wait, or maybe rent it, because why would you not wait? Why would you not wait? Honestly, a 6-hour game, no co-op, no online. What the hell point is there to get it at launch? You're going to spend $60, and a couple weeks it's going to be half that price.
So, yeah, but you
can already get Destiny for $35-40.
Yo, it's crazy. You know what? Again, and I'm not hating. Let me say this. Now, even though, like I said, I'm more of an Xbox dude. I'm happy.
No, I'm happy. You're an Xbox dude?
I'm saying I'm happy that Sony is selling well, because it is part of the industry. It moves the industry forward. Even though it's not my console of choice, you know what I mean? But it still moves the. You know, everyone keeps saying that these is it for the last consoles. Microsoft predictions, and you know, and you know what I don't understand? How comes every time there's some great news about the Xbox, here they come? Well, Microsoft is going to spin off the Xbox division. Like, what? Like, I told this guy on Twitter, like, they're gonna listen. They just spent $2.1 billion, 2.5. I'm sorry. Sony lost 2.1. They just spent $2.5 billion on a video game, right? They have billion-dollar franchises that are about to. Halo is a billion-dollar franchise. Gears of War, billion-dollar franchise. Like what? Like, you know what I mean? And it's sad to say Sony does not have not one billion-dollar franchise, maybe besides Gran Turismo, maybe. I don't. The last one didn't sell well, so you know, all you get is your last game. But it's the truth, though. You know what I mean? So you know, here we've got a game that's coming out that's going to guarantee to do $1 billion, and we're going to get out. Like, that doesn't make any sense, though. Every time there's some Xbox doing well or whatever, Microsoft is going to spin off the Xbox division. Like, what? It never fails, yo. Word up, man. You know, but
that's just the media. That's you know, that's just
again. But why? You know, I don't understand. You know, what Sony fans honestly need to do and need to worry about. It's Sony. You know, either closing their doors or selling the PlayStation division, because again, the PlayStation division does not make enough money to run Sony. Now again. Why do you think? Like, I won't be surprised if this may be the last PS4. Sony may just go have a subscription service. It costs money to be in the hardware business. Money that Sony doesn't have. Well, Sony says, I don't care about how many staplers and fucking desks they have. Cash. They have about 14. They could even pay their investors their dividends. Like, you know what I mean? They could even pay them. Like, you know, it's hard over here in Sony. So all you Sony fans, you need to start going up on some Sony products, some Walkmans, some MP3 players. They hurting over there, bro.
Yeah, buy those Walkmans. Go back in time, buy that PS2 hard drive add-on.
Yeah, you know
buy those mini discs and those Betamax.
Yeah, like you need to do something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Sony's big money thing is probably movies. You know, maybe they can, but they even lost money in it because I was reading, what's that, American Wolf? What's that, Wolf on Wall Street? That bombed out. It was looking to make a piece of change of that. You had all these high-paced actors. That bombed out for him. Like, it's hard out here, man.
Hey, it's lucky that Spider-Man movie did well overseas because it doesn't really do well over here. Because it's not a brilliant idea.
They messed up.
Yeah, to reboot a franchise that's less than 10 years old.
$1 billion franchise.
It's less than 10 years old.
Egos. They didn't want anything to do with the director and what's my man named? Tobey Maguire. What's the guy name? And he said the director. He said the director,
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, he said the director go, I go. So they started from scratch, which was stupid.
Well, what happened was Sony was pushing 3D real heavy at the time, if you can remember. This was the time when 3D TV and 3D gaming was Sony's big thing that they were pushing. It was really a stopgap to buy the PlayStation 3 time. They wanted the director to make Spider-Man 4 in 3D, and he's like, I've never worked with 3D stuff. I don't want to do it. I have this idea for Spider-Man 4. Just let me do it my way. And they're like, nope, blah, 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 you're out. So then once he was out, everything kind of fell apart, and they recast it and redid the movie. So
and the new Spider-Mans, they suck.
They're terrible. They're awful.
And again, they suck. I know Disney Sony has a deal. They have to make a Spider-Man. I don't know how many years, if not the license go back to Disney. You know what I mean? And I know Disney can't wait to get their hands on that franchise.
Yeah, they would do much better because technically Spider-Man's supposed to be in the Avengers.
Yep, but it's a Cold War because Sony still has the licensing of of Spider-Man. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
maybe they may freelance him out for a couple million. Sony hurting right now. Hey, give us $35,000. Hey, Kaz, get Spider-Man. So we're gonna sell it for $35,000.
please believe, American consumer. You like Spider-Man. Please understand. we like rice. we like getting a lot of rice.
Let's stop me calling you another racist, crap. They're gonna be calling you another racist. So that guy Crap Game was racist. Like what?
Yeah. He's terrible, man. He's really
some
bad.
guy called for me. I think it was the week before last, or before my shit went up in smoke. I was talking to somebody. I was talking about the "We you homosexual." Look, next gen, he's biased. I'm going to see what I can do, man. This can't be tolerated. I'm like, what? I won't even talk, man. Sit down somewhere, man. What's your grandmother's phone number?
Dude, I had someone doing that to me, too, like on Twitter. They're like, hey.
I'm going to get you. What?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
He's a fascist. He's a bigot. Yeah, he called me a Wii U homosexual. I wasn't even talking to you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's just, people just look for stuff like that.
Trying to get off.
Like someone went to me about it. They're like, yeah, well, you're always like saying all these derogatory things about gay people on that channel in the comments and stuff. And I'm like, you realize that the podcast isn't even on my channel, right? Like, the guy's expecting me to go in and delete comments and shit on a channel that's not even mine. I'm like, you're an idiot.
So could I be saying, it's a lot of, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to piss off my homosexual fan base, but when I say Wii U homosexual, I'm just going to clear the record right here about call you faggot or anything like that. I'm not talking about your sexual preference. I don't care. What you don't make me shit. If you want to suck a dick up to your hiccups, it's fine with me. I'm just saying that's just so it can be used, like your soft or. I'm not talking about your sexual preference. I don't care. I'm not even. Plus, when I say Wii U homos, I'm not thinking about man on man sex. So please, you're thinking about man on man sex. So when I say Wii U homosexual, Wii U weirdos, stop being so damn. This is fun. Sometimes they can make it a little serious, a little weird.
Yeah, people are so politically correct about all this shit. You know what I'm saying? We aren't. It's not that serious. Good lord.
Yeah. But.
Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about.
Yeah, what we got?
I wanted to talk just a little bit about this. Like, I don't got a whole bunch of set of shit parameters to talk about, but there was something that come up that earlier in the week it was heavily rumored that Silent Hills would be a PlayStation 4 exclusive, right? And the interesting part about this is I didn't see any threats or anything on the internet to the actors. I didn't see a petition. I didn't see anybody arguing about it or disrespecting anybody over it. And the funny thing was, I messaged Ryan McCafferty of IGN. I said, hey, what do you think about this? Since you guys made it such a big stink out of Rise of the Tomb Raider being exclusive on the Xbox and how that was a bad thing, and you weren't the only one. Alpha, Mega Sin, Angry Joe, all these people made videos about how evil Microsoft was and how bad that was for everybody, right? I was like, okay, so if this is true and Silent Hills is exclusive, are you guys going to do that same stink? And no reply.
Of course not.
From nobody.
I told everybody, I said, you know, that game and that move showed you who's who in this YouTube community and how biased everybody is towards one console or another. So, you know, you just gotta take it. You gotta take it like, you know, that just exposed them. You know, I'm not expecting a reply from anybody, especially off of a rumor, which we know now that it's.
Yeah, we know now. It turns out, which also leads me to this fact, right? Didn't we hear Jeff Keighley on Twitter arguing with Aaron Greenberg of Microsoft about what quote-unquote exclusive meant over Tomb Raider? People were arguing with the man over Twitter, bitching about it. There was videos about it. There was people tweeting, asking. They had to clarify this and that. Articles ran. People did videos. Everybody was talking about it. When this come up, you don't see anybody say a word. People are congratulating Sony. They're like, oh, this is a big thing if this is true. Great idea. Great move, Sony. Another great move for Sony.
Crap. That's why I implored you and Showstopper to tell your pro Xbox audience is stop supporting those people.
Yeah, I don't use them. Like, I never watch Angry Joe anyway.
I don't either, but I'm just saying. I just think it's funny. I said that. I even mentioned his name in the video. If you didn't see it, that it's
I
funny.
Watched it.
Yeah, it's funny that, you know, Microsoft is everything but a child of God when they, you know, get anything from third party or something, you know, it's anti-corrupt. That's why people don't like Microsoft. They're always trying to corner the market. But when Sony does it, it's okay. You can hear it's quiet. You can hear a mosquito pissing on cotton. You know what I mean? You don't hear anything. You know what I mean? You don't hear anything. I said that's the hypocrisy I'm talking about. This community. That's why I did go out and say bad things about Sony. You know, because if I didn't say it, nobody really, you know what I mean? Nobody really talks about it. You know what I mean? Nobody, you know, it's okay. It's all right, Sony. They get it. Just wait. Sony can do no wrong. You know what I mean? And I've always said there's no company perfect. There's no console perfect. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I said, that's why I don't support those IGN. You know, I like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I've been stopped watching them joke, and I realized they was biased when they got those engraved PS4s, and I'm like, what the hell? I said, oh man.
They was up there, man. They was up there,
This is how we trade our games.
And you know what the sad thing is? I don't think nobody engraved their PS4s neither, man. Because you know, you stuck with that forever. Because I don't even think you can trade that bad boy in with your engraves on.
I actually wrote an article about that, and it got a lot of traction. I was like, these are the people we're supposed to trust for fair, and I mean, there's that funny picture of us dressed up as Fox News, but that's even worse because they're supposed to be professional paid journalists that are supposed to be unbiased, whereas we are just entertainers. We could be as biased as we want. We could be as hypocritical as we want, and who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We can do that. Yeah, exactly. We're not supposed to be fair. We could do whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a sad state of affairs that IGN and these other sites. And damn it, man, if they didn't, I mean, look at who the fastest one to get a Destiny review up, and that was Polygon, and they got theirs up within a couple days. IGN just put theirs up the other day. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, they milked that shit. They gave it a 7.8.
Yeah, 7.8. Some little trash.
Yeah, overall, that whole the whole game is under 80. I think it's like 76 or 77 on Metacritic. So
many websites review it, and did they give it a high score?
I don't think very many gave it. You know what? Game Informer gave it a high score. They gave it an 8.8, I think.
Oh wow, damn, nah.
Yeah. Official PlayStation Magazine Australia gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course, because that was
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
I mean, who hasn't
that
been
game
living
ain't
off?
no 10.
Yeah, who hasn't been living off this Destiny stuff for a while? It's like the game is not very. It's okay. It's just doesn't deliver on what was promised.
It has a lot of promise to it, but it's just not.
This is the thing. You can't. Just because a game or something has promise doesn't mean it's good. You know, if it doesn't fulfill that fucking promise, it's still, you know, it's shit. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
Been lied. And the thing that makes it funny is that you got people screaming, "Wait for the DLC."
Oh man.
Oh, okay. So I gotta, in order for me to get my experience that I wanted, I gotta pay another 23 and some change.
You don't even get all those experiences.
Hey, man, get out of here with that trash, man. I'm through. This game community is off.
Hey, some of that stuff only is only on PlayStation for a year anyway, so you'd have to wait a year. They're like, hey, buy some DLC on Xbox and then wait a year before you can even play that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's a sad. But you know what?
Dude, there's this huge hypocrisy going on right now, right? I did a video on it. Sony is about to announce a TV service on PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah.
You guys hear that? A TV service on PlayStation 4. TV on PlayStation 4. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, but wasn't Microsoft trashed, bashed, and harassed for offering TV on the Xbox One?
Hey, again, like I said, Sony can do no wrong. Sony can kick your front door down and slap your mama, go in the fridge, drink out the pitcher, and, you know, us all right, Sony, it's okay. They can do no wrong, you know what I mean? That's why I wish Microsoft, because I'm being real, no matter what they do, I can see right now, they're not going to win. All Microsoft should just, you know, I like the fact of the TV stuff. Like, I mean, we can say we won. No one plays games 24/7. Stop.
Exactly.
It.
Yeah.
You know, it's all a form of entertainment. Like I said, again, the hypocrisy is the number one device for using Netflix was the PS3. That's in the Guinness Book of World Records. So, you know, I wish Microsoft would have kept their original, you know, thing with some of the TV content. Like I said, I was fine with that. What Microsoft's big mistake was, though, and I would say this, to be honest, is that when the initial, I mean, I got it. It was more like a two-part show. They wanted to talk about the features. But had they maybe did half and half, you know what I mean, and showed some of these, because I'm just being real, even the great E3 they had when they showed nothing but games, they said they lost because of a policy. Since when E3 became about a policy?
About policy, yeah.
Last time E3 is about games. They showed nothing but game after game after game after game. So had they, you know, switched it up and showed, you know, half and half or whatever the case may be, they unveiling, I think, is what done them up, and then the whole DRM, and like it's been DRM around forever, like Steam, which got about 70 million users. That's DRM. You don't see anyone complaining about that. So, like I said, no matter what they do, you know, it's going to be, you know, the totally opposite deal. You know what I mean? But you know what I am surprised about, though, is that, you know, Forza Horizon 2, that got a big warm welcome from everywhere, everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard not to like that game. Look, Microsoft believes in that game. You know what? That game is going to be reviewed on the 25th. It doesn't come out to the 30th. They're giving, and people already have review copies and are playing it, right? So they have a belief in that game. And did you see their latest commercial where they're kind of making fun of Drive Club?
Well, no, what happened? What did they say?
They have this commercial. It's like making fun of car racing games that are like on track. Like, and then it shows them like stuck on this little track like a slot racer, and then it breaks off the track and like breaks out the fence and shit because you can go where you want. I mean, Horizon 2 just really, I mean, that's gonna set the bar, obviously. You know what I'm saying? When I heard Drive
so
Club.
nice. But remember they said last year that the Xbox One will struggle to do 1080p, no 4X MSAA. And the game, like, the game is beautiful. You know what I mean? It seems like that's what, again, and like I said in my video, and a lot of people took him as being cleaning out, being a fanboy, and I think it went over a lot of people's head. Like Aaron Greenberg said on record, he said, why would we give, and people were saying a 50% more, you know, advantage, he said, why would we give our biggest competitor a 30%? If there's things about our console that are not yet, you know, quite yet known, you know what I mean? And so in time, it'll all make sense, you know what I mean? And this is anything, you know, post DirectX 12. They shut them down. Oh, DirectX 12 is going to be nothing. If it's telling you that it's going to split the workload between 6 cores evenly, and what you're doing all between 1 and 2 cores, how's that not going to be a big advantage?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, how can that not be a big advantage?
Did you see, like, this is the thing. I got this bet going. I'll eat dog shit if someone can point out a game that has a 40 to 50% increase in power that's an obvious increase by 40 to 50%, a multi-platform game or an exclusive that looks better or performs 40 to 50% better on PlayStation 4 than Xbox One. You will not find it. It'll never happen. And now I'm more convinced than ever because about DirectX 12, where before you're like, well, I'm not sure. Now the Division game director has come out and said, hey, DirectX 12 is going to increase performance and visuals on the Xbox One. On the Xbox One. This is a head developer for The Division, one of the biggest games, the Xbox One is the lead platform for this game. And he said it's going to help with visuals and performance. And to top it off, Fable Legends was running beautifully with DirectX 12.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
They're doing all these dynamic lighting and shaders and all this interesting stuff. The problem is the Sony fanboys don't want it to be real. Like, Cloud isn't real. DirectX 12 isn't real. Well, guess what? These things are real. I mean...
Do is this, Johnny?
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, again, and not to get all technical, mumbo-jumbo, like, we now know that the Xbox One was made with DirectX 12 in mind. Even with the guy Icy Bitchums, oh, you Xbox fanboys, and like what the hell? Like, this is Microsoft. Like they said, Microsoft. We have some of the smartest developers around. We created DirectX. We have some of the smartest people working for this our propriety. Like, I don't understand it, but like I said, it can't be right. It can't be true. Anything doing with Microsoft is the devil. It's how you say this foosball. That's the devil.
That's what they say. It's the devil. That's the devil. Microsoft ain't nothing but the devil. Hey, man, that ain't cracking me up, man. Pony's
I haven't heard of that kid in forever. Is his channel even still relevant? I seriously haven't heard anything in like.
I don't know.
What kid is that?
That Icy Bitchums kid.
Oh man, he got about 10,000 subscribers. Get about 500 views per bit.
Damn, he's had 10,000 subscribers though since I had like 2.
Again, listen. Let me tell you something. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say this guy's name, but you guys, he claims his channel is for gamers, but his whole channel is then dedicated to me. And
hey, does he smoke crack? Is he a crack smoker? Yeah, he's a crack.
He looked like a parent mantis in the face, like ant or something. He looked like an ant or reefer. Word up, yo! Like somebody, he look all slick, up, man. Like he
so it look like Eddie Kane from the Fine Heartbeats.
Hey yo, with a roster wig. Hey yo, hey crap! Like somebody getting a bath, yo, old school. Getting a sleep dip, yo. But I heard that dude kind of slow though. I heard he get an SSI check. But anyway, like people like that, say that the Xbox is so bad and garbage, but he plays with nothing but an Xbox One. That's what these dudes be using this stuff. Like I understand it's entertainment, but some of these you subscribers take this stuff and like it be real. You know what I mean? I don't see how so many people can talk so much crap about a console. Like even Icy Rhythm, he doesn't even have his channel. I'm not knocking him. I don't have any ill will towards the guy, but he talks about next generation consoles. He doesn't even own one. You know what I mean? Or he wanted
to get a Wii U at one time. I remember.
Yeah, Wii U, and then you got this other guy. You X-Twats is this, and this, that, and the other, but you play on nothing but an Xbox. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it is what it is, though, man. Hey, man.
Hey, this is what I'll point out. A lot of those people that talk shit on Xbox do so because it's more popular. Like, it's much harder to be a pro Xbox guy. Like, if you see a pro Xbox channel, they're not doing it for views because you can get more views and subs by hating on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sure can.
For sure.
Oh, man, I'd have been past both of y'all, bro, because I'm telling you. The jokes would have been snapping. Listen, if I would have went that way, man, but I stay the Xbox.
Hey, yo, listen, hey, show. Like I said, you found my channel back at the E3. When I say it was like I was the only channel out there talking about waving this green flag, they threw every feces at my channel. I did a video, man. It had 5,000 and I think it had 5,400 views. I had 5,330 dislikes. I ain't never seen that like that, yo. I had 2 more views than I had dislikes. Hey,
You were creating alternate accounts so you could at least give yourself a couple of likes.
I had 2 stock accounts. Yo, I was like, dude.
I can sympathize, man. Like, I don't have anything that bad, but a lot of people are like, "Whoa, Crap Gamer, you changed when you started doing that podcast and all this." The thing was, right? This is what happened. Yeah, this is basically what happened to me, right? I saw Microsoft's reveal. I liked what they were offering. I liked their games that they showed at E3 2013. I wanted to get one based off that. When I told people I wanted to get one, the shitstorm started, right? So I did a video why I wanted to get one. So many people were just like trying to tell me what I should spend my money on, and it pissed me off. So at that point, and I hadn't even met Next Gen yet, like nothing. At that point, I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to let a bunch of idiots on the internet tell me what I can buy with my own money. So I started doing a couple more videos about why I wanted the Xbox One. At that point, a few weeks later, Next Gen messaged me and was like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" And that's how that happened. But I started trying to get my word out about the Xbox One being about games, and that's why I bought one. It had nothing to do with anything else but games. So many of you people were led by the fucking nose by a PR stunt and PR mistake on Microsoft's fault that you gave up the pie, which is the games. You cared so much about all this other bullshit that you forgot about the games. You know, and that's where Microsoft won me over. I care about the games.
Yo,
that's it.
You know what crap was even better though? Microsoft has them beaten off. They have more games, more exclusives. I'm talking about retail games. I'm talking about AAA. I'm not talking about indies. Okay, they have the better exclusives. Okay, they have the better features. Okay, and they have the superior online.
Absolutely.
Get it. Now, I don't care. You can argue till you're blue in the face. Maybe you may not like Microsoft games, fine. But the X, when it comes to features, I don't care about it. That's like saying you're buying a cell phone. No one just buys a cell phone just to dial out. Like, come on. That's like you. Hey, mom, you want the berries and the cream? Like, stop it. I get like the fact that I can go from Netflix to TV to my game, hop in another game, go back and resume that game. Like, it's bananas, man. There's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? On my Xbox One. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it, man. Like I said, it is the cool thing. I guess to own a PlayStation 4, I guess is the cool thing. It's a cool thing to own a PS4, but not any Sony product. So Sony's curse. You're doomed. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those situations where people don't even know why they hate it. Like somebody will be like, "Oh, I'm going to get me a PS4," and I'm like, "Why not an Xbox One?" Because that sucks. And I'm like, "Why does it suck?" And they have no answer for it. You know?
I don't know, man. What else we got to talk about these weirdos, man?
Oh, we've got. Hold on, let me see here. I know I did some other stuff. Did we talk about the Sony expecting a $2.1 billion loss? I don't think we talked about that as a group yet.
No, we haven't talked about it. But we did talk about that guy, that YouTuber got a flea dip. That's an ugly dude, man.
That dude who does nothing but beef videos. Nothing but beef videos.
Yo, he's like a roach in the face, man. He was messing with that guy Arsenal the other day, talking about he leveled 2. Like, what's wrong with this dude, man? Let me say this one thing. And again, I don't care what you do, but I don't understand how someone can dedicate their channel to what someone else does on their channel. That like you do realize you don't have to watch this. Like, who are you, the YouTube police? Down somewhere, man. Like,
that's brother Metz, man. That's
brother
what he
Metz.
do. Brother Metz.
Like, he the oracle.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's all he do, man.
Like
he blow the whistle for some other reason.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like taking his clothes stink. Like his clothes just be mildew. Like he's stinking.
The funny thing is, right? I follow Arsenal on Twitter or whatever, and I guess this dude got into it with Arsenal. Arsenal responded with a video, which is kind of rare, I guess, and basically proved this guy, this idiot, ugly ass, wrong. And so then the guy blocked him on Twitter and stuff. Like, just stop. You know what I'm saying? This guy gets busted. I remember Showstopper busting him months and months ago. Like a long time ago, Showstopper like kicked the shit out of him on his reply video.
But no, that's what he does though. He wouldn't mess with this other big YouTuber. I swear to God, this guy named Tommy Sotomayor. You might have heard of him. He's a huge YouTuber for whatever reason, and he went messing with him, and he dropped it. That's what he talking about. He dropped it straight ethered him. You know what I mean? You're like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, you just going around messing with folks. Like, go sit your stinking ass down somewhere. But now I know somebody was crazy. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I met somebody that knows him personally, that lives like where he's from. And I'm not even gonna say no names. yo, the dude gets an SSI check. He's something really wrong. I said, oh, that's what it is. Because he kept telling me, and this is why I bear with his guys over this. So listen, when I tried to befriend him, and I was like, yo, leave Crap alone. Like, Crap ain't really, nah, man, I'm telling you, look, Jenny did the video, and when he said this line right here, I thought he was talking about me. I said, Crap, I don't even know who you is. What are you talking about? Because he said, I'm like, what are you talking about? He doesn't even know he doesn't know who I am? No! Like, he just kept, what Showstopper was talking about me. I said, wait, talk about you, man.
Talk about you, bro.
I'm like, yo, son,
got time for that crap.
But I thought something was crazy. My wife walked by and was like, is something wrong with him? I said, look at this picture. Yeah, something wrong with him. Ooh. She said, ooh. He stink. Like, don't he? His butt stink. Like, he got like his butt stink. Yeah, we here getting the pop and knocked them all out, peed in his face, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Next, what we got?
Okay,
next topic.
So they're expecting a $2.1 billion loss this year.
Yeah.
And this, in fact, I've seen some sites actually say, well, not any of the big ones, but this could impact the PlayStation for a couple of reasons. One thing is the PlayStation brand isn't a brand unto itself. It shares profits and losses with other divisions. So obviously, if Sony as a whole is losing money,
yes,
that could take away exclusives and marketing and all this stuff. But on the plus side, all you PlayStation 4 owners probably won't notice because you don't got shit anyway. So, look at the bright side.
You know what, Dayton? You know what? Crap, I swear, I wish I would still have my other channel. I covered this when maybe my third video on YouTube. I swear, Sony was looking to sell the PlayStation brand. Microsoft had behind closed door meetings with them. Microsoft was going to buy Activision at one point too, because I think Universal was going to sell Activision. They couldn't pan it out. It was rumored to maybe try to buy Activision. But what happened? I think what kind of fell, back then that's when they had Guitar Hero. All that stuff was kind of popping and started. Them guitar games kind of fell off. That was like $1 billion franchise too, with them guitar games, and songs, and all that stuff. That stuff kind of fell off, but. They had behind the door closed meetings with Sony to maybe acquire to sell the PlayStation, brand or whatever the case may be. And what's my man, Kaz, the father of the PlayStation?
Yeah,
Kaz. The one that gave that red PlayStation 3 to and made him step down. He stepped down. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He was opposed to working for a Western company or whatever the case may be, and he wanted to stay with the cell. And they didn't want to stay with the cell. It was too costly. And the developers, and that's why they got him out of there. When they started production on the next console, whatever the case may be. That's why, and I'm not trolling. That's why Sony didn't. I'm not saying out of the big three, Sony spent the least amount on their hardware. Whatever the case, because the Microsoft stuff is custom, Nintendo stuff is custom. Sony used off-the-shelf parts.
Well, if you look at Sony's, this whole generation has been them winging it.
Yes.
If you look at it, like I was thinking about this today, originally the PlayStation 4 was going to be 4 gigs. Hey, let's wing it, throw another 4 in there last minute.
Yeah.
Right. Then they have it's all like off-the-shelf parts. Then they're like, hey, let's go ahead and open up. Let's wing it again. Let's let developers self-publish. And then they're like, oh, we're going to put a camera in our console, but then it would be just as expensive as the Xbox. So let's throw it out right at E3.
That's why Jack Tretton's not there anymore, because that last little bone. Because even remember, Kojima was like, he was surprised the PlayStation 4 cost so less. It was supposed to be $500, but it was so dead set on undercutting Microsoft that they came in with $400, took out the camera out the box. But you think about it, had Sony at the PS4, it still would have sold well because it had the hype. They was the lesser than two evil. But imagine, I'm not saying that Sony may still not have money problems, but imagine how much money they would have had if their PlayStation 4 was $500 and they kept the DRM.
Yeah, imagine all the Playroom pornography you'd be seeing. I mean, come on.
Yeah, what I mean? But but again, and that's why, and it's maybe genius to them that the PlayStation 4, that they can give you all these performance deals in the beginning. Well, here's the Xbox One, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Look at it again. Look how it was last year and how it is this year. And this DirectX 12 hasn't even got here yet. You know what I mean? It's going to continually grow. I know people say this like I'm doing a whole bunch of propaganda, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? It is the truth. And
they made the console to grow over time, and Sony was just like, hey, let's just
for the future. Because honestly, think about it. It was supposed to always be online, you know what I mean? So that knocked them back too. It was supposed, with the and that kind of took a lot of aspect with the whole cloud thing. It was supposed to always be online, but people call Mr. Media a crackpot. But even he said back then, you know, some stuff he was wrong with the double stack, but he was saying that the Xbox One is going to continue to grow, and whereas the PlayStation 4, what you see is what you get, you know what I mean? And, you know, that's it.
It's got a lot of power up front, but they don't have a lot of room to grow.
No, it's not. The Xbox One's going to continuously to get better. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so here's the thing. Sony published a lot of specs on papers. You have numbers on paper, and you have what you call real-world performance. You know what I mean? You can have, this many gigaflops, but listen, if the PlayStation 4 was so much powerful than the Xbox One, the games will look, you know, much better. And I have.
They'd be having totally different. They'd have to make totally different versions, like they did for the Wii and 360.
Like, come on,
you're getting the same exact game.
There you go. Well, this one looks
same exact everything.
Well, you got to do a compare. Oh, this one here, just Shadow. Like, stop that, man. You know, but just to be saying, like, no, it's called real performance. You know, like, if you got to do a side by side comparison, really, just really see who's who. Like, because you know what, people don't know what they're talking about. When Call of Duty came out last year, and they were saying, oh, you can tell, look at this, more 10, it was 720p. They were saying, oh, yeah, you can tell the difference between the Xbox version and the P, and they both were 720p.
IGN did that because they didn't have the update yet, so they were both 720, and they were going on about how the PS4 version looked better at 1080p, and even though they were both
like, I'm like, you know, and again, if that didn't tell you something right
there. It's placebo effect. People think it, and then they think their eyes see it. Like I told you, one time on the Facebook group, I took this picture from Assassin's Creed 4. It was the same picture in all 4 frames or whatever, and I put, which one looks better? And I just put PS4, Xbox One, PC, Xbox 360, PS3 on it, right? Or no, I think I only did the two newer consoles and PC. It was only 3. And I said, which one looks better? And people were all like, oh, PC looks better. And then some people were like, but that PS4 version definitely looks a lot better than the Xbox One version. You know, and that's like, oh, it's all the same one. You know what I mean? People just have that placebo effect where they perceive the Xbox One as being weaker or can't do it. Like, look, Destiny, same exact game on Xbox One as it is on the PS4. Same game. Same 1080p, same everything. Most games now are, in fact, equal on both platforms. So I did a video on that, too, and a lot of people were, like, pissed off about it because didn't we hear early on, months and months ago, all I heard was how every single multi-platform game would be better on PS4, and that hasn't been the case. Hasn't been the case.
Damn. Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. Has every PS4 game, multi-platform game, been better?
I mean, no. I mean, it's like, you
know.
I don't know. Like I said, you know, I guess the PS4 is the cool console to own right now. Like last generation, it was all about the 360, you know, and then all Microsoft, like I said, all they got to do is keep chugging, keep putting out these great games, keep giving us new updates, and eventually, they're gonna turn the corner. Like I said, you got Halo, but there are a lot of people still gaming on the 360, and I'm a part of a lot of these Xbox group of 30,000 members, 40. They say, hey, look at my setup. I see number 360s under it. Hey, nah, bro, I'm still playing. I just got my 360 2 years ago. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that new blue 360.
I'm like, what? I was like, nah, hey, bro, we need you on the side over here, bro. It's getting serious. Nah, I'm gonna come next year when Gears come out, bro. When the new Halo, I'm like, oh man, y'all bugging.
I agree, man. Like, hey, did you guys hear what? This is one thing that I really like about Xbox, right? They communicate with the people, right? Phil Spencer responds, Aaron Greenberg responds, Albert Penello responds. Not only that, Black Tusk Studios today, from I think noon to 1 or 2, they play Gears 3 online with fans and get input on what they want in the game for like 2 hours today. Wow. And Iron Wolf, you guys know Iron Wolf, he actually played with them and was given input and things like that on what you'd want to see in Gears. These are developers that are hanging out with consumers. Where else does that happen? Does that ever happen for Sony or Nintendo? It never happens. I've never heard of it happening. Microsoft implements what we want as consumers, and that's a great thing. So, if you people out there consider what Microsoft did a fuck up, then I'm thankful that they fucked up because it means that they're listening and give us the better product for it. Where we get updates monthly and they implement what we want and what we need, Sony gives you guys stability updates and extra indies. You guys see the difference there. Eventually, you guys will catch on and be like, wow, the grass is pretty green on that side because guess what? You guys might not like it, but, Dance Central will come out. D4 just come out. They announced Killer Instinct Season 2. That's about to come out. The Fable Legends beta starts in October. Forza Horizon 2 comes out this month in less than 2 weeks. Sunset Overdrive comes out at the end of October. Halo Master Chief Collection. Yeah, I mean it's a ton of games. You get the Halo beta, the Halo 5 beta. I mean, we get a lot of shit to play this year, and Sony has Little Big Planet 3 and motherfucking Drive Club. That's what you guys are playing. And their big exclusive wasn't exclusive; it was Destiny. You could get that shit on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. So what's the reason for buying a PS4? I'm begging people, give me that killer app that I should buy a PS4 for. Tell me what it is. Tell me, come on, man. It ain't no Bloodborne. It ain't no The Order.
Well, you know what? It's crazy.
Bloodborne is nice though. I like the game.
I mean, it's cool.
Well, I don't like the Souls. I don't like the Dark Souls games or anything. That's not my thing.
You know what? I don't like. You know what? No, listen. Now, Bloodborne does look nice, and if it's as hard as Dark Souls, I'm not interested. Like that game is just too hard. If it's like that type of game, I mean, it's
only thing is, I think they put that game on way too easy. Because for the IGN crew,
I'm saying, I mean,
the enemies on there was dumb as ever. They wasn't doing nothing.
But I'm just saying, again, if it's not hard, I will buy it. I'm not saying I can't play hard games, but we all know like Demon Souls and all that stuff was been ridiculously hard. But
it don't look like it was hard. It's just
Hey, that stuff's really niche, like a niche product. Like not everybody. It's like VR, even
it's like Diablo, it's like Diablo 3 or something. Into those type of games, and like I mean, kudos. But I'm just saying, like
looks slick to me though.
I mean, it's cool. But if you look at like what's coming out for the Xbox, well, now I know we're gonna maybe a little biased because we are more Xbox dudes, but we got Halo, we got Gears is coming out. And when I said this, with Sony's money issues is affecting their gaming studios. There's no way, like, you take a game like Uncharted, and it's supposed to be known for having these big graphics. They're using the same 10-year-old engine or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Because engines cost to make money. It costs money, you know what I mean? And, then, like, it's like, it's sad to say, but where the fuck is the God of Wars? Like, honestly, you know what I mean? But you're gonna give me a remake of Beyond Two Souls again? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're getting stuff that there's really no reason to buy a PS3 because you're giving me all these remakes. You know what I mean? What's the other one? What's the other remake? The Journey? What's that? What's the other?
They're remaking the Journey and the Unfinished Swan, and there's like a bunch of other crap.
Yeah, and they're going back. Taking Move. What's that game that was for the Move? The scary game that was for the Move.
Oh, I don't even remember what the hell that damn game was.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like when you think of next generation, you think about next generation stuff. Like come on, like the Last of Us is not even a year old, bro. And say, well, you guys are getting the Halo Master Chief Collection. It's a collection. They're not charging us $60 for one game, and we get to play. Like, come on, like, stop it, man.
If they would have been like, here's Halo 4 remade for $60, I would have been like, hell, fucking no. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that game's 2 years old. But the fact that it's a 1-year-old game, and even if they were like, hey, you get all the maps and DLC for it too, I'd be like, that's a fucking ripoff. This game just came out. My 360 copy is still fine. I'm not gonna bother. And the thing is, people buy that shit, and that means that Sony thinks it's a great idea. So let's roll out an Uncharted remake. Let's roll out a Beyond Two Souls remake. And if there's ever an average fucking game that didn't deserve a remake, it's Beyond Two Souls. That game was trash. It's completely trash. Awful.
Yeah, man. Oh, wow.
Hey, and I just want to point out one more bit of hypocrisy. Remember how everybody hated Always Online, but then everybody wants to play Destiny. That's this big selling game on PlayStation 4. Always online game. That, you know what I'm saying? And you see nobody really shedding a tear about that. You know what I'm saying? The Crew always online. The Division always online. Nobody's saying shit about this. They only had a problem with it when they thought, and they didn't even realize it. A lot of people still think it was going to be a 24-hour thing where you needed to always be connected, and it wasn't. I mean, not to get into like all the specifics, but it was a check-in. It could have been like a ping. You could have tied it.
Yes. So, but I'm just being real. But we argue about. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a little you want to check in everything, but I'm just saying. Who really?
I didn't like that idea. I thought
plays their next generation console that's not online.
I don't know. I heard even PS4. What did Sony say? Like 95% of PS4 owners are online. Yeah. So it's not an issue.
Yeah, man, like
I mean, these games have sometimes these games have game-breaking glitches before they launch, so you need to download the updates for them beforehand. So yourself in a disadvantage if you're not online at all. So I think that that's just an excuse. But no matter what, let's say they didn't have that, people were going to hate on the Xbox One no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what. They were just going to hate on it, and that's unfortunate because you're not giving yourself. That's why a lot of people were like, "Oh, heck, you're not doing a video on the negative thing with China." And I'm like, "Hey, I have no personal stake in Microsoft. I don't care particularly one way or the other when they launch it. I was just disappointed for the fans console the first and play some great fucking games. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that I feel bad
to get
for.
it pushed back.
Not the propaganda bullshit like Microsoft can't launch their console, fuck that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's fanboy talk. We're talking about gamers here. You know, gamers are supposed to like look out for each other, not be dicks to each other and fucking threaten developers and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. That's taking it too far.
Yeah, well, man, I don't know.
Sony, by the way, man, bunch of fucking rice eating. Anyway, let's see. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about?
No, we can open it up.
I said we can open it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's open it up. Let's get
some. Wait, hold up. Hey, you see all these new pics for these celebrities getting leaked? What the hell's going on here?
Who got leaked?
Rihanna? No, Rihanna. Rihanna's leaked. Gabrielle Union. Megan Good. I'm looking at them on Twitter.
Hey.
Yeah, I sent them. I inboxed you guys. See, I'm passing out porn. Yeah. There's next gen with that porn again.
Hey, dude, that's what people do though, man. They like they do that on my channel too. Like I swear I must have 100 subscribers that only subscribe just to see when I put a video up so they can dislike it as soon as it goes up. They don't watch it. Let's just hit that dislike button. I mean, that'll show me, right, guys? You guys hit that dislike button. Ooh, zinger. That won't hurt. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't care. Yeah.
So your channel's doing pretty good.
My channel is just for fun, and I don't care. You can rock out with me. You don't have to. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Why? This is the thing, though. Like, I don't know a lot about these people, like YouTubers. Like, you guys introduced me, or Next Gen did, to a lot of. I had no clue who these people were. I still don't know who most of them were. If it weren't for, and I'm surprised at the ones that take an interest in my channel. Right, some pretty big names, or they have a lot of subscribers, a lot more than me. So I find it funny that they take, an interest in what I do. You know, and I'm not really going to name names because I don't really do that. But I always just thought it was kind of funny that people would watch something they don't like, right? Like, I'm an Xbox guy, so why would I go watch person A if they're anti-Xbox? It makes no sense. Why would I do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I say, I don't know. I guess they do it for
I got a question. What do gamers want now? I mean, we all caught up in a lot of this other stuff, and I think we forgot about games. What do gamers really want out of games nowadays? I mean, it's hard to tell because it's just, it's like a bunch of just everything all over the place now. You know what I'm saying? And any game that comes out ain't gonna be up to the expectations of what everybody wants.
Yeah, you know what
the
problem?
I'm saying? Yeah, I know. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because I don't even know what gamers want anymore. I mean, I know what I like. Yeah, I can only speak from what I like, and just like you all can only speak for what you like.
Yeah,
but I think people have lost what they like about gaming, man. It's just it's about a whole lot of other stuff now. That's just my thought. That's a question.
No, that's a good thing, right? Because look, the big game, like we went months without a big game release on these new consoles. The big game was supposed to be Destiny, so of course that's going to get scrutinized a lot, right? Thankfully, we're going to get a lot of games in a row here, so that should take some of the scrutiny off of, like, there's not a glaring game out there that's going to be like, oh, well, this game sucks or whatever, because there's a lot of stuff releasing. So hopefully more stuff starts to release and we get a situation like that. But as far as I'm concerned, the 360 is probably my favorite console of all time. The Xbox One's book hasn't been written yet. The 360 offered me exactly what I like. Kick-ass arcade titles, awesome online, great AAA titles. That's what I like as a gamer, and obviously the Xbox One is why is doing that again. So that's why I'm with them. I went where the games went. You know, like I said, I'm not adverse to getting a PS4, but they have to show me something first. I'm not just going to say, look at the new shiny, let me buy it. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have nothing to play on there, it's a waste of money. So that's
my question is this, though. I'm saying, what is a good game? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because a lot of games just, I don't know. I mean, just like even today, it's like a lot of mediocre games. What makes up a good game and good gaming experience? It's basically what I want to ask.
What makes up a good? I mean, different strokes for different folks. But what I think is a lot of these big games that are supposed to come out, like Watch Dogs and maybe even Titanfall, didn't quite live up to the hype. You know what I mean? And like we all thought that Watch Dogs was going to be ooh, you know what I mean? And a lot of these big games, I understand this generation is just starting, but a lot of these big games have not lived up to the hype. I think maybe 2 years from I think next year. Really, you know what I mean? But we do got some, we have on Xbox, we got Sunset Overdrive. I've heard nothing but great things about that game. We demoed already Forza Horizon 2. I can't wait for
I enjoyed Forza Horizon 2, man. I really did. I ain't played a racer in a while.
I said that.
And then by me playing that, it made me want to buy that game, and it got me renewed my love for racing again. And I ain't played racing since like arcade, and back in the day when you used to go and put your quarters in there and had the steering wheel and all that little stuff, man. I was ready to go buy me a wheel. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I wanted to, play that game, but I ain't played it in a while. I ain't have fun with a lot of it in a while, like as far as racers, but, neither here nor there. I'm just saying, like, for me, I just think the gaming, everybody just kind of got away from what we love, which is just the games. You know what I'm saying? And we don't, the fun of games ain't being talked about a lot anymore. The experiences that we are having and things of that nature, it's just not being talked about a lot anymore. And I think we losing that.
Yeah, well, the fun factors
with a lot of this console war stuff and a lot of this other stuff, especially on definitely on YouTube. It's it's just a lot being lost. And I just feel that way, me personally. But neither here nor there. I just think we need to reevaluate what we love about gaming. I think a lot of people just need to do that.
You know who would probably agree with you a lot is Worry Ward. That dude just likes gaming. Like me and him were going back and forth, kind of joking on Twitter. But he kept on fucking with me about the order, and I was like making fun of him over it. I was like, yeah, I'm sure the Japanese are happy that you're an ignorant American who's gonna buy another one of those overhyped games. It's gonna end up in the dumpster in like 6 months. And,
certain games I can understand. Like certain games ain't worth like I ain't even buy Destiny.
But he made a good point. He's like he said he just buys games and he's excited about games and likes to play stuff. And I'm like, I can't argue with that. People can spend their own money on what they want, but this is the thing. Don't knock me for what I like and what I want to spend my money on. Like I don't go out of my lane. I'm not going to go to somebody else's channel and knock somebody for what they like.
That's what I understand.
I wouldn't do that neither.
Yeah. Like I would never again. I don't go to it's like me going to what do you call that site? Everything Nintendo or whatever. Hey man, the Wii U was shit. I don't care. I don't care enough to do that. Like I got too much stuff to do with my time. Like I think that's crazy. I think.
Hey, we got a good question here. Hey, we got a question here from Blaze in Phoenix. He's like, "Hey guys, love the show. Okay. After seeing the amazing,
what's up, bro?
Yeah, he's like after seeing the amazing After seeing the amazing DirectX 12 Fable Legends demo, do you think DirectX 12 will be a game changer? And do you think more developers will make more games Xbox One exclusive and Xbox One lead platform to take advantage of DirectX 12, tiled resources, and cloud computing?
I think but I think that developers period when these new because that's going to be the new API. DirectX games are made with DirectX on PCs. I think and I think what they're really going to shine the exclusives for the Xbox One. That's going to really take advantage of tiled resources. I can't say so much in the multiplats, but I know for sure the exclusives will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of multiplats been getting it. I'm hearing what's that? Destiny? Not Destiny, but Division.
The Xbox lead platform on that console. On that
okay. Yeah. So there you go.
The developers are in the business to make money. I don't know that they're gonna, that's like, because like I said, it's not that the Xbox One couldn't do 1080p at launch. They didn't use the eSRAM. You know what I mean? They didn't use, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's neither here. But the games that that make the Xbox, the developers that use the Xbox as a lead platform, or the exclusives are really going to shine though. If that, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, the lighting and stuff in that Fable Legends was sick. I thought it was phenomenal.
That's Unreal Engine 4.
It was nice. It was nice.
I can't wait to see that Gears. Nice. I can't wait to see that Halo 5.
It was nice.
Yeah. Well, Microsoft said, come on, Halo 5 4K resolution. What? I'm just saying. Sorry. But they did say that what's that? Halo 2 could have been in 4K if they didn't have to use the other engine. That's what the developer said.
I mean, they said they could probably easily got like Halo 1 and, who knows. But if you look at even the Halo 3 and Halo 4 upgrades, there's much more noticeable upgrade to the lighting and stuff like that on those and textures than there was on
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. I'm just taking it for what it is. But, yeah, just from what I could see. And that, as a shooter, makes more sense to put in 60 frames per second than a cinematic game, too. Like, I heard a lot of people kept The Last of Us on 30 because it was kind of janky and a little bit all over the place at 60 and didn't feel right. So, I think that's interesting. Let's see. Man, you guys are slow on asking the questions. Get to asking those questions.
Crap. He said, "What's up, GC? Crap, you really gonna eat shit?"
Yeah. Look, here's the deal. If you can show me a game that proves that the PS4 is 40 to 50% more powerful than the Xbox One, as the Sony fanboys all say and all these sites and stuff claim, I will eat shit on camera, dog shit.
And there is no game right now.
Exactly. The best looking game to date is still Rise, and even multi-platform games like Destiny, which do look great, look exactly the same on both consoles.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have some games like Madden 15 that look even better on Xbox One.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's a situation where I'll be doing that anytime soon.
I
don't think I got to worry, fellas.
How much fun it is. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Solar, SOLR, Solar, whatever. So this community cares too much about sales. I rarely see guys making videos about how much fun they are having, which is true. Which is true. Coming out and saying what they like about their console. But I've done videos like that in the past and saying why I prefer the Xbox One over the PlayStation, and I named the reason why. Because it may be again, and I'm just gonna be fair here. The reason that I like the Xbox crap like the other showstopper, a lot of you pro Sony dudes don't get it. Like, we don't get it why you guys swear that the PS4 is the holy grail. But I've done videos like that, and I got called everything but a child of God. I mean, the reason why I like the Xbox One, or or I do the majority of my playing on. But yeah, I say play what you like, play what you play, and then it'll all be better, better off for everybody, You like what you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree 100%. For me, it's all about the games and stuff, so that's what it all came down to.
You do reviews and everything like that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, as a community as a whole, I just think a lot of people are just caught up into a lot of other little stuff.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anybody but a few select people that I can go to on the PlayStation side that actually enjoy their games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That does videos showing that they're enjoying their games, and it's only I can count on one hand. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not good. If somebody's looking to purchase a PlayStation that's on the fence, you very rarely see anybody enjoying anything that's on that platform. But a handful of people, that's not good. And I can name them all off just right here because I know them all because I follow them. But other than that, I don't see too many people enjoying it. Okay. So my question is, what makes a good game? If I can't find you enjoying all these games that you come to my channel about, and sitting here saying I love this because of this list of games, and it's with these fanboys. I ain't gonna say all Sony dudes, but with a lot of these fanboys, it's about the numbers. We got more games. We outselling you. We doing this, that, and the third, but you're not showing me what you like about your console. You know what I'm saying? You just give me a bunch of numbers. That don't mean nothing. Anybody can show numbers. That's nothing. Where's the enjoyment? That's what I want to see. Because I enjoy my console. I enjoy the Xbox One. That's why I'm up here. That's why I started my channel. That's why I'm here talking about it. That's why we come every Sunday, you know what I'm saying, to do this podcast to talk about games, because we love the console of our choice.
That's right.
Where's yours at?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
right. You feel me? Hey, man, I can hear the slow clap. You know what I'm saying? Keep getting up. But I just want to see that, man. I just want to see it. I mean, don't come to me with a lot of lists and numbers, man.
Blackbuster, dude. He's wiping his face with the sweat, dude. He's like, damn, man.
I got one here from the notorious Nael. Sony will just go gaming, and Microsoft will sell the Xbox brand. Yes, Microsoft has millions. No, they have billions. But the millions they have is from Windows. No, the billions they have is from Windows Home computers. The Xbox division is running at a loss year in year.
No, it's not.
I'm about to get on his ass. While the PlayStation brand, there you go. While the PlayStation brand is Sony's only profitable division. All right, now here's the thing. First of all, Sony's gaming division did not turn a profit the quarter. It's not. It didn't turn a profit. And it's called the entertainment division, and the entertainment division, believe it or not, has more money than Sony's. I don't know why people think that the Xbox division is running at a loss. I don't understand that. Xbox Live is $1 billion thing. You know what I mean? DLC, movies, I don't know why people think that they're not. You know, now with the first Xbox, they didn't turn a profit because the original Xbox, wasn't supposed to be sold under $300 because they didn't own the GPU on the system. NVIDIA said they wanted their money, and that's why I don't think you ever see another NVIDIA graphics card in the Xbox console. I think Microsoft still will grudges behind that. Whatever the case may be, then you had the red ring of death, but they've been since turned the corner behind it. I don't know, man. I don't know what's the thing with people, but Microsoft, they're going to sell these. Listen, they just bought, what's this game? Minecraft. They just bought the biggest game in current to date, and they're going to sell their platform? That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, and not only that, but they expect to make their money back in 1 year.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're gonna sell their Xbox division, and that doesn't make any. Think about it, bro. They just spent $2.15 billion on a video game. Here it is. We're gonna sell our gaming division, but we just spent that doesn't make any sense, bro. Stop that, man. It's wishful thinking. Here you had what's my man name? The president came out and said, that the Xbox is in our loan, which is the truth. It's in their vision. Why do you think they call it Xbox One? Everything that Microsoft, Windows, Azure, all that stuff all in one console. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And why people think the Xbox One is failing, like it's not selling?
Just because it ain't selling as good as
it isn't selling as good as the PlayStation 4, but it's far from failing. Think about this, okay? Look, the original Xbox 360 came out in November 2005. Halo 3 came out in November 2007. At that point, the Xbox 360 had only sold 5 million units, whereas they're already surpassed that now, less than a year, 70% better than the Xbox 360 at the same point in time. So failure, it's not as good as the PS4 in terms of sales, but we all know what it had going against it, a lot of that negative publicity and all that. So, and also, for months it was, much more expensive, and you had all these sites running negative articles. They're trying to spy on you. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. I mean, terrible.
We got some quick questions at the top. We got here. I'm bad. You guys got some crazy name. Don't phone man said D4 is out and reviewing well. Do you think it was a smart move just to drop it out of nowhere? And why do you think they did, to avoid scrutiny?
I don't think it was to avoid scrutiny. I think it was a surprise at Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, that's what they received it. That's what happened. They received it well in Tokyo, and the people that played it loved it. And they said, "Mike, so hey, the game is done. Let's put it out." You know what I mean?
Which, by the way, it's pretty fun. I mean, it's weird as shit.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it's different. It's like Microsoft version of Heavy Rain, but with the Kinect. What I mean?
It's got this crazy cat lady in it, and the Kinect actually works really well for it. This is the thing, as far as I'm concerned. If Microsoft wants to keep Kinect relevant, people don't want to pay $60 for Kinect games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people see them as these little party titles or little titles like that. So you have games like Dance Central Spotlight, $10, D4, $15, which is the prologue and the first 2 chapters of the game. You have Fruit Ninja Connect 2, there's going to be like $10. So you give them these little like chunks of games for these little prices, and that's going to keep people interested. And I think that's what they got to do. I think that's really, really the situation that Microsoft is in, and then that'll maybe intrigue people to buy it. But releasing a full $60 game, whereas people look at most of these games as party games, most people aren't going to spend that money on what they consider a party game. Nintendo learned that lesson the hard way. So, but yeah, it's a fun game. It's interesting for sure.
All right. We got one here from MacMan, MacCam454. When do you guys think Sony and Microsoft will completely stop support for last generation? I think the main reason why all these hyped up games end up being so disappointed is because they're still on cross-gen. Good point. They are, I think in the 2015, that's what 2015.
I think 2016 because the Rise of the Tomb Raider is coming out at the end of 2015. Yeah. They're still getting that goddamn exclusive, dude.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, Ubisoft said that's it for them in April of 2015. Well, I don't think after 2015 December, I don't think besides sports titles, besides Matt and then sports titles, I don't think you're gonna see any more major releases from third parties.
Well, you're just now starting to see a shift in software where the next gen consoles are selling more. Yeah. And I think that's really important, and that's gonna push developers' hands into doing that. But you'll probably see games here and there into 2016. But this will be the last Assassin's Creed on 360. Who knows if they'll continue to make Call of Duty, but you'll probably see Madden and stuff still, because basically what they're going to do is just roster update those and push them out. They're not really going to take a ton of time with them or anything like that. So, hey, this guy Derpy Dash says, will Sony discontinue the Vita before they're out of the gaming industry?
Well, they're not going to release any more software for it. They said they're going to. I think they're just looking to support.
They got a lot going over in Japan for the Vita.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is they're looking to support the Vita with the indie games, and it's selling well in Japan. Not too much over here, but they're just looking for it to be supported with indie games. And if it doesn't really have too much third-party support. You have, I don't know when Minecraft is coming out.
Well, crap, what you over there doing, man?
Building a cardboard box or something.
Sorry, I was adjusting.
I don't know. Like I said,
adjusting my headset.
But to answer your question, they remodeled, they redid the Vita, and they made it cheaper for them to produce. So I don't know. Depends on if they're selling it at a loss or not. I don't know how much they're losing or if
you know what the interesting thing was about the Vita, and a lot of people were like, well, why are they putting all this stuff on the Xbox One that you don't need, all this fancy shit and Kinect and all this stuff? And I'm like, hey, doesn't that work for the Vita as well? Because if they just make a straight up handheld game console, it's not going to cost nearly as much as it ended up costing. Mm-hmm. I think that, hey, take away the two cameras and the reverse touchscreen and the gyro thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, the PSP was a good handheld, and it had some good games that was easy to pirate for, but, you know what I'm saying? It was just a handheld. And it's like people always say, hey, I just want a game. I don't want all this other shit. But then they praise these Sony products when they have other things on there. Let's not forget, Sony was the ones that brought in multimedia to gaming. They were the ones that did it. Nintendo didn't do it. Sega didn't do it. It was Sony. The CD player on the PS1, DVD player on the PS2, the cheapest DVD player you could buy.
Pretty much.
The Blu-ray player. The cheapest Blu-ray player. They're the ones that brought multimedia into gaming. Microsoft didn't invent it, so you guys are on a witch hunt when you're like, Microsoft TV, this. Look back at the history. Sony were the ones that started this whole thing. They were the one. Microsoft took the cue from Sony. Sony was like, hey, TV, DVD. CD.
Hey, you know what? You know what, crap? I'm gonna tell you something, man. You just gave fanboys a whole new weapon. You're biting.
Hey, wait, hold up. I got a question.
They're gonna be on your comment section like, remember you said it, crap.
Check
Go ahead, though.
I got a question for Zebra Turtle. And if you're listening still, I want you to answer this question for me, Herb, and put it in before we leave the show. Zebra Turtle said, do y'all still really think that PS4 has no game? Man, you Xbox fanboys, PS4 has more AAA retail games than the Xbox One. Please, right now, brother Zebra Turtle, list these PS4 AAA exclusive retail games before we leave the show right now. Give me a list of them, okay, before we leave the show. G said, what is the best game you guys played this year so far? Best game for you guys played this year?
That I played so far?
Yeah.
So far.
Yep. Forza Horizon 2. No.
Yeah, probably Forza Horizon 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's a demo right now. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, I don't know what...
dude, I like took off for like the day to play that. I've played it so much, dude. Like, seriously, I was like... I've never had so much fun.
What came out this year?
I see. Oh, Titanfall came out. Let's see. They did some remakes. Wolfenstein, Watch Dogs.
Forza Horizon 2.
I mean, Wolfenstein was nice.
No, Matt wasn't half bad either, though. But
Matt wasn't half bad, but
yeah, I like
Titanfall. I have to go with Titanfall right now.
Titanfall is really good too. Yeah, I like that. You know what? This is the thing. People complain now about that mode where there's no Titans, but people ask for that fucking mode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're like, hey, give us a mode with no Titans and no AI, and they give it to them, and then people bitch. So it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I just think they needed to put some bots in there. It need to be a lot more activity instead of just...
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, K-Dub says, do you all think Destiny will quote unquote develop over the next couple of years like Bungie claims, or do you think it's DOA?
I think once they, and this is the guys on, once they, I think what Destiny didn't really live up to the hype because it was cross generation and that it was a small team, you know what I mean, and they had to make the game for 4 platforms. You know, had the game just been on next generation consoles, I do believe that Destiny would have been much better. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much that they could do because they had to make the game run on the PS3 and the 360 too. You know, so I think I don't know. Like, the story to me was weak though. Like, I did get
it's like why do we got to damage control and say, hey, wait for the next one or wait for DLC? If a game doesn't need, like, Bungie was damage controlling their own game. They're like, it's different once you hit 20 hours and blah, blah, blah. Look.
Yeah, once you hit 20 hours, it's different. What though?
Yeah, if you hit
what
20
is
hours
that?
If you hit 20 hours in that fucking snooze
I should be enjoying this game in the first 3 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right from the word go.
No, you should be.
I gotta wait 20 hours in just to enjoy this game. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to be enjoying the game from the beginning. You shouldn't have to. I'm not gonna play a game for 20 hours I don't like. I'm not gonna play a game for an hour or so if I don't like. You know what I mean?
And if you gotta explain to me what I'm doing wrong in the game, why I'm not enjoying it, then it's not enjoyable game. They failed as a developer to do that, to engage the audience. Now, some people are gonna love this game. Some people love grinding, and it's like, fuck, dude. Like, I like loot games too, like Diablo 3 and Borderlands. But you get so much loot in those. They reward you with shit. In Destiny, you play that shit for hours and hours, and you get nothing. You get like a dick in the mouth. That's it. Like, here's your loot. It's like, thanks a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't even. If I was the
you know what the sad thing is? I'm telling you, with this game, because you got some Destiny lovers out there. There's one dude right ready to write a comment right now. I'm gonna sit here and say, wait for the DLC to come out. wait for 2 or 3 months down the line. I guarantee you ain't gonna be seeing this. Oh man, get out of here with that, man. This game is trash. I don't care, man. This game is trash, man.
The damage control for Destiny came from the PlayStation fanboys. They were damage controlling it like an exclusive. Yeah. I never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Who the heck need to wait for DLC to enjoy a game? I tell you, man, that is the wildest thing ever.
But like I said, it is what it is, man. That's when when you gotta treat games like, I'm not talking about the companies themselves. When the fans, treat a game like in this a multiplex exclusive, that's when there's a problem. You don't have much content on your console of choice. Maybe we can do 2 more questions. King B said, wait, okay. I got one here. So King B said, you guys think Microsoft will give Sony a loan? It looks like they're really hurting right now. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so. Hey, did you guys see the people trying to make it sound like Phil Spencer was a dick because Vita wasn't getting their Minecraft yet?
Yeah, you know what? It was a joke tweet. It was a joke, like somebody made, and I tweeted like it starts now. Oh, next gen, that's a big. Like, no shit, Sherlock. It was a joke. You know, I wouldn't care, but you know, you can. Why they being think this is our game? Like, we don't have to put nothing out on here.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is, look,
I would give him
Minecraft
nothing.
on PS4 that failed certification. You know, the deal's going through or whatever, so you obviously maybe put a hold on some of this stuff for a little bit, or there's a problem with the certification.
It's not them. What do you mean? It failed certification. What do you mean?
The original Minecraft, when it was going to come out to PS4, it failed certification for like a week or two. Like, that's why it didn't release sooner.
Oh,
like, I guess there's problems with the game.
Oh,
like glitches or something.
Okay,
so
wait. Listen, guys, refresh the list. And he got some games here, and he had to throw some indies in there. You gotta see the indies.
I thought you asked for AAA titles.
Yeah, he put here. Shadow of the Beast is an indie game. That's not a retail game. Black Light Retribution is not an exclusive. That's a PC game. I'm saying for free. Oh wow, come on, bro.
Hold on, he put Bloodborne.
I ain't see it. Y'all gotta push it through.
Hold on, he put
Bloodborne. No. Just refresh your page. It's the first. Go to newest comments. And
hey, check this out. He put Bloodborne, which is next year. Until Dawn, which is that Move horror game on the PS3 that got ported over. Little Big Planet 3, which is a PS3 game as well.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Kingdom Under Fire. What the hell is YZ? I don't know.
Hey, Yeez ain't coming out until till next year. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. Persona 5, that's next year. That might not be coming to the States yet.
That's on the Vita too, isn't it? Though, but you know.
No, that's on PS3 as well.
Okay, but you got Drive Club, you got Shadowfall.
Deep Down,
it's not a retail game. That's a free-to-play game. I asked you to ask you for retail games.
Yeah, he's listing like
Rhyme. That's a multiplayer. I thought.
Yeah. Wild is another indie game. Is a down little bit tight. I asked you, bro. I asked you for retail games that you can walk inside GameStop and buy for $60.
And he put Silent Hills. Did this guy not hear the
Silent Hill?
Is a multiplayer.
It's a multiplayer. I never heard of Loadout.
So again,
hey man, hold on, man. This dude clicking hooves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did I just say at the beginning of the show when you ask a pony to name some PS4 exclusives? They go off on it. He said Black Retribution. What?
Until Dawn.
What?
Oh man.
Hey, man,
my goodness.
I think we can close the show with that one right there, man.
Wow.
And at the end,
he went full hoof.
Yo, nah. Hey, yo, show stop. That wasn't even a pony move. My man turned into a unicorn in the comment section. That nigga down here playing Peggle.
Are system sellers or a big killer app. None of those games he listed are a system seller or a killer app, and he didn't even list Uncharted.
No, yeah, he did. He listed. It's down at the bottom.
Did he?
Remastered. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No,
he said
didn't.
The Last of Us remastered. The Last of Us.
And most of that stuff is like digital and there's a lot that are indie or free to play. Get the fuck out of here with that list. That's weak. That's the weakest shit I ever seen.
Man, hold on, man. This is the list that they've been passing around, man, from Xbox channel to Xbox channel.
Is that the list you're talking about?
Man, this is part of it, man. But the guy, these games is trash. Oh my god.
That's the worst list, dude. If that's your list, sell your console, man. If somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, here's the list," I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I'm not getting the console that's getting those games. That's shit."
Hey, Pistol Stop 111, man. Yeah, man, he tripping.
He said this is suspect. Yo, he's saying,
this list is suspect in the mug, man. Hey, man, hold on, man. You got some cracks in your hoods, bro. Because I'm telling you, some of these games.
You need some horseshoes.
It's crazy, man.
You need some horseshoes. You need to get fitted, man. Hey, my man, I need you to go to the local stable, get fitted for some horseshoes, man, and come back. Yo, he put Black Light Retribution. Did I not ask him for a retail game?
No, this is what he says. He says that PlayStation 4 had more big AAA exclusives, and then he proceeds to list that list.
My god, that is classic
Shadow
stuff, man.
of the Beast is an indie game. What the hell? You put Silent Hills. What the hell is Loadout? I never heard of Loadout. What is that?
Since Silent Hill got announced as an exclusive,
hey, yo,
you even made a video about it.
Yo, it's the question though. What's Loadout? What is Loadout? I never even heard of it. I mean, yo, listen, I know I've been in the shelter for 2 weeks. Me and my family been in the shelter, homeless shelter for 2 weeks. There's some news that they got something called Loadout. Hey, my man, listen here, man. Hey, we gonna end the show with that, my man. Right there, but that's typical speaking, typical poem.
That is, man. I'm telling you, man. They got the nerve to say we delusional. We're good night.
Hey, listen, if you guys just tuned in right now. This was the initial question. Do you guys really think the PS4 has no game? Man, you Xbox fanboys, PS4 has more AAA retail games than the Xbox One. But yet, nope, understand you Xbox fans. And I said to him,
hey, man, hold on.
Yeah. Hold on.
He dropped that list like that was like the proof.
He dropped that list like sexy chocolate on Coming to America when he dropped the mic and walked up the stage. I said to him, I said, bro, before the show name these AAA exclusives. And he come back with this list right here. He said, Loadout, Wow, Shadow of the Beast, everybody going into Rapture. I said, retail games. He said, this was still the deal. He said, Beatdown and Black Light Retribution. I'm done. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to tell you, Loadout is an indie, man. That's an indie game, man.
But I asked him for a retail game. Listen, I asked him for a retail game. He never so much. Yo, he didn't start on Steam for like 6 years. But listen here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Pony, stop with the list, man. Just stop it.
Hey, listen.
Go ahead, next year.
For us with that shit list. God, that was awful.
Yeah, as I said, and see, this guy right here proved this right. You think we just be tripping, we be bugging, we be talking about this right here, Zebra Turtle. He did it to himself. But we gonna close the show with my man right here. Yo, Pistol Pops 111 said that list looks suspect. I'm done, man. Everybody laughing.
I'm done, man. I'm out.
Man,
yo, haha, you see what's up? They killing him in the comment section. Yo, we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you guys for
tuning in. Hey, man, he getting roasted, man.
It was probably like 10.
He said, Black Retribution.
Black White Retribution.